Hello, welcome to this tropical update. We'll be talking about first about Hurricane Ernesto that just turned into a hurricane there, and then later in the end of the video we'll talk about the typhoon near Japan. So if you're watching this from Japan or the Western Pacific, skip ahead to the Western Pacific chapter. So let's start here on the Atlantic. There's still Hurricane Ernesto there, and it's still causing very heavy rains in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. So there's some torrential rains in some of the bands of this hurricane, specifically in the Virgin Islands there. So please be careful there. There has already been flooding there, and there might be more. So let's see what's happening here. So the track has now a hurricane there, going to major hurricane, but then downgrading to a category 2 before it gets to Bermuda there. But it will most likely affect Bermuda. So if I were in Bermuda, I would already be making preparations. So please be careful. This will be dangerous. Let's see. And then potentially affecting Atlantic Canada later. But there's still some uncertainty if we pass just to the east. But the track has shifted a little bit west, closer to Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. So we gotta monitor for them too. Let's see. Some rainfall potential is still some 6+ inches locally, some 4+ inches locally there. Let's see, more in the Virgin Islands as well, and then more later in Bermuda, we'll check some models for the rainfall there. So we just now got some hurricane force winds there. The tropical storm warnings is still for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. So let's see what might happen. I'll show you another map. So let's see here. For Hurricane Ernesto, there is not that heavy rain in Puerto Rico, so please stay safe there from flooding, get to higher ground and protect yourself from flooding. The models are taking this generally there, and Bermuda's right in the middle there, so Bermuda really has to take this seriously. And then the let's see, the GFS ensembles take this a similar track, approach Atlantic Canada and Bermuda very strong. So let's see. And this is the some other ensembles shows generally that same thing. So let's see. The intensity guidance has it as a hurricane now, so this hasn't been updated yet, but it's now a hurricane. And then most models take this to a category 2 or even a category 3 there. So please be careful. Let's see some models and then we'll check something. But first, let's see this map here. So that shows the strength. So it's now a category 1 there, but it's forecast to become a category 2. So this is by Thursday, I think. So and then it shows a category 3 there, but by Friday. So then as it approaches Bermuda's right there as a category 2, slightly to the west of Bermuda, but the winds and the rain will all be affecting Bermuda there, potentially to Canada later, and still category 1. So please take that seriously. The GFS has it going there, and let's see. Bermuda's right there, so it has passing over Bermuda there, and then it goes out. Let's see, the European has it there a little bit weaker, but eventually gets into a stronger hurricane. It passes right through or just east of Bermuda. Let's see. So let's see. The Canadian has Hurricane Ernesto there, and let's see where Bermuda is. So it keeps going, it passes right through Bermuda there. So let's see the icon, it goes there, passes right through Bermuda too as a major hurricane. So it's still showing a major hurricane the GFS has like a very strong hurricane, but I don't think that's a major hurricane yet as it goes through Bermuda. So let's see. There's the European AI model, shows a very strong hurricane through Bermuda, like category 2. So let's see the hurricane models. The HRF shows it there, that the band's still affecting Puerto Rico with rain, then it keeps going and goes down to a category 2, and then let's see where Bermuda is. So this is by Friday. Let's see here, the HRF parent. So it has a passing so right through Bermuda as a very strong hurricane, potential category 2 or category 3. The HRF, then it has a going slightly to Nova Scotia, Newfoundland later. And then let's see, the HEFS A has it there. Wait, that was a long time ago. So there, it's there now, and then it keeps going towards Bermuda as a strong hurricane, and then it goes out there. So let's see. The H1 has it there. Let's see. Keeps going, gets stronger into a hurricane there. Let's see where Bermuda is, because it's hard to see. So there it is. So it passes just west of Bermuda, but it will affect Bermuda too. So please stay safe there. The HEFS B has a similar thing, a hurricane there. Let's see, maybe passing just west of Bermuda, but it has a little bit weaker, but a similar thing. So please stay safe there and monitor this. So still some storms in the northeastern Caribbean, but it's mainly over Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and Dominican Republic. Expect more rain and storms in the eastern Dominican Republic still from this system. It might pass very close to the Turks and Caicos, but not close enough. And let's see. It shows by Thursdays a little tropical waves, some isolated showers or storms in the Caribbean, especially by Friday, so some more showers and storms there. And then more showers and storms continue in Central America during the day, especially the afternoon. And let's see, I'll just show you this really quickly. Next 5 days, it still has for more than 140 millimeters for parts of the Virgin Islands for this, but Puerto Rico has some 67 millimeters, A is 7 millimeters, so please be careful there. And for Bermuda, let's see, so it's there. It has the worst just to the west, but it's more than 200 millimeters in Bermuda, so please take this seriously there. That storm will be no joke. Then after that tropical wave on Friday, more rain for the Windward Islands, and then more through Central America from the storms and everything during the day. Let's see, heavier in Mexico there, especially southern Mexico close to 100 millimeters, southern Mexico there, and more for Guatemala, Honduras, Panama. So some more afternoon storms in Cuba, in Jamaica, and Haiti, the Dominican Republic. So stay safe there. Now let's see. Let's just see if I put the GFS to have a different idea on Ernesto. So the GFS also has almost 300 millimeters there for Ernesto, and I bet the icon has even more. So the icon has more than 400 millimeters there. So I think the European is the most accurate at this point, but we gotta consider all the possibilities. So please stay safe there. Let's see. So wind, every model has it differently, but just know as it passes through there, there'll be some very strong destructive winds. So as more than, let's see, I'll put this in kilometers and then miles later. So it has more than 116, 131 kilometer per hour winds as this passes through there. This is the GFS, so very dangerous winds. Let's see. Now miles per hour, 71, 54, 72, 8 and 80 miles per hour. And the European has it just to the west, and then some 60, 59 miles per hour, close to 100 kilometers per hour there. And the icon has this thing right over there, and I think this would be like worst case scenario. So yes, the icon has a major hurricane right over Bermuda by Saturday. I doubt this will happen. I think this will go just to the west, but by the latest indications, this might happen. You never know. So the icon has more than 134 miles per hour winds as this passes through Bermuda, and in kilometers per hour, more than 215 kilometer per hour winds as this passes through there. So most likely this will be less. It will pass just to the west, but you never know. You gotta be ready for everything. So let's see. And the waves as this comes. So by Saturday already and Friday, there might be more than 5 meter waves in Bermuda, 5 to 6 meters, even 6 and 7 meters, depending where this goes. The GFS has a little bit further east. The latest one has 7 to 8 meters, and some northern coasts close to 7 meters. So let's see. And the icon, the icon doesn't show waves, but please be careful there. So in the Western Pacific, there's tropical storm Ampil there that will pass right by Japan. So it will still pass very close, but not as close as forecasted before, but still very close. Leave some very heavy rain in easternmost Japan and affect Tokyo a little bit, but it will pass as a very strong typhoon there. Let's see, and then head out into the Pacific. So please be careful there too. The rain accumulation shows as this passes by, most eastern Japan will be most affected there, between 80 and 100 millimeters, but the worst affected will be those little islands there, close to 100 millimeters. So please be careful in those little islands. And in Tokyo, around some 50 millimeters, nothing crazy, but be careful. So this is the European. Let's see, the GFS has it passing a little bit closer, so the GFS still showing more than 100 millimeters there, 165 millimeters, because the GFS is passing a little bit closer, more than 100 millimeters near Tokyo. And then the icon has a little bit further east, but still close to 100 millimeters in those easternmost portions and the islands. So stay safe, especially in those easternmost portions of the peninsula there, Koshi, Izumi, those areas there. Please stay safe. Let's see. Wind gusts still very strong, but depends on the model. But as it passes by those islands there, more than 100 km per hour winds might happen, so please be careful. Then as it passes right near the coast there, more than 100 km per hour winds, but this is the icon, and it has been exaggerating lately, but still shows some 80 km per hour winds there in Japan. But the European has a much weaker further east, but it still has some 80 km per hour winds in Japan. So a little bit further east, some 87 km per hour winds, and then it keeps going there. But the GFS is a little bit closer. It has a similar thing, some very damaging winds in those islands there, the Izu Islands, and then the peninsula more than 100 km per hour winds too, and in Tokyo close to 100 by Friday. So please be careful there. Let's see. So this is the other cyclone that formed there recently, but now this one heading towards Japan. The official track has it passing very close there, affecting eastern Japan and Tokyo, and then curving out there. and about let's see, 105 knots winds sustained as it passes there, but this might change. But please stay safe there. And let's see. So let's see. In the near future, we will, let's see. Here, so that's the typhoon going to affect Japan there. Then in the near future, we might have some more moisture in Taiwan and a system trying to form there and go to the Koreas later. But some things try to spin up there later, but nothing really crazy. Just some more heavy rain from the Pacific into Guam and the Mariana Islands, like later into next week, and into Taiwan as well, some heavy rain, and eastern China in some areas, but nothing crazy. But be aware always. Next 5 days, the GFS is more heavy rain for northern Pakistan, Nepal, northern India, eastern India, southern Sri Lanka, southern India. More especially, it's showing more heavy rain for eastern China there, Taiwan. The southern islands of Japan might get more heavy rains. And the European, the next 5 days, showing a lot in Taiwan as well. The southern islands of Japan gotta be careful with the thunderstorms and rain the next few days. Taiwan also has to be careful with some heavy rain, and all of southeastern China might get a lot, so be careful as well. And it's showing more heavy rain for northeastern India and Bangladesh there. So please be careful for northeastern India, Bangladesh, for Myanmar, all the areas of Myanmar, southern India, and the Langstrap Island especially. So let's see, more for Sri Lanka, the Indian Ocean territories there, and Sumatra, Malaysia, some other areas. And in Pakistan, showing some more storms through Pakistan, and some heavier accumulation in areas. So stay safe there. Let's see. The Indian Ocean, they still don't have nothing, but there's still that system trying to form there. So I guess we'll see what happens, but stay safe.